Hey guys, Brian here. As Jay Kilroy stated, projects breed projects. So, not been the best of weeks here, so I'll show you what we got going on. This is my old crew cab Dodge. I don't see many of these. They didn't hardly make any of them. It's a nice old truck. Had it for several years with the intentions of doing a Cummins conversion, which I have not ever gotten around to. Here's the 360 and 727 that came in it. And the other day I was on my way to Kansas City to pick up a bridge crane with it and blew a radiator hose, and the overheat sensor did not work, or just because it dumped the coolant so fast it didn't pick it up that it was getting warm. No steam really came out because it was a lower radiator hose, and it just pretty much dumped everything on the ground, I guess, at the time. Anyway, I heard it starting to ping, and I said, well, that's not right. So I pulled over, got out, checked it, and it was pretty hot, probably 300 degrees or something like that. So shut it off, and antifreeze everywhere all under the hood, and had to call one of my buddies to come get me on the side of the road. Had to recover the truck and trailer, and the ignition module down there has got goo running out of it. So apparently all the antifreeze shorted it out, killed it. So this has hastened the Cummins conversion. Basically it was the last straw. Not putting a radiator hose on it, just gonna put a motor in it. Sure, most people would say, well, that doesn't make any sense, but I do a lot of stuff that doesn't make any sense. So I'm okay with that. So started on this Wednesday night, after getting back from Kansas City on my Tuesday trip when I left Monday night. So went out Monday, drove pretty much all night, come back Tuesday, Wednesday night after work, got out here, started taking this apart. Here we are Saturday afternoon. It's out, done, over, gone. Gas motors are history. Hate spark plugs. So it managed to make it 91,761 miles in this truck, and we're gonna put a diesel in it, and I'll probably set it to 0 and we'll start over again, knowing it's 100,000. I can keep track of it, and we'll just call that good enough. So we go up here and show you what hauled back. Alright guys, so here's my other antique. This is what I went out to Kansas City and picked up. We've got a 15-ton load lifter, Manning, Maxwell and Moore, who, from what I understand, was the name that was used for Shaw Box before it became Shaw Box. Shaw's a pretty famous crane maker, I guess. P&H in the same outfit. I think Lift Tech was the most recent name that they built these bridge cranes under. From what I understand, just in the last 3 or 4 years, after making cranes in 3 separate centuries, they closed the factory down and have tore it down, and it is no more. This crane is a hand operated. It's chain drive, not electric. I actually prefer that for precision work, as you can be really smooth on a chain, more so than electric motors and pendants. These are the rails on top that the main bridge runs on, and this is the crane itself with the 6-block pulley. It also moves on top of a hand chain. It is electric, so that you don't have to pull. I looked up, I've got a book on right hoist, same kind of time period. And according to their book, on a 15-ton like this, you'd have to pull 200 feet of hand chain in order to move this hook a foot. So I can see why they put an electric motor on it. Nobody wants to pull 200 foot of chain. It only moves the load a foot. Especially not if they're not using the full 15 tons. I'm going to put some auxiliary hooks in here that I've got some smaller chain hoists, and I'll hang them off this same thing and use them. Only use the big one when I have to, but we'll have plenty of beam up inside the building. So this was a nice made piece back in the day. Got Timken bearings, roller bearings, and these crane wheels. They're all in pretty good shape. So it's 25-foot clear span. That's what it's going to be inside the building. 16-foot post out. Like I said, that goes on top. So let's go down here and take a look at the barn and see how progress is going on that. Just one more to show you here how projects breed projects. This windstorm we've had today has busted this telephone pole or electric pole over. So we got wires down here, and tore them off the barn when the pole went over. It's hanging over there. It's not energized. I've already turned the breaker off that runs out here. So there's the masthead off the barn. Ripped that off, broke the board. So just something else to fix. Starting to get leveled out. As you can see, the bulges on the roof have significantly diminished. Still got that one in the front, because that front wall in the center, I've run out of jacks and have not been able to get it up at the moment. I got to do some more work over here, get some stuff done, finished, where I can get some of these posts out of here and get back on that and finish leveling this thing out. We've got the concrete done. That post is cut off to where it's good. I think all the rest of these posts down here will probably get replaced all the way up. You can see that one there. It's got maybe 5 or 6 feet at the top good. Down here is really nothing. So got it sitting on the concrete, blocked up. The whole building's actually sitting up. Originally these are the posts that are going to come out. So this is just temporary to hold the floor while it's still in there, so that these posts aren't holding as much weight. Take some weight off them, and that post there is pretty well shot up, probably another 3 feet. Got that one blocked up. More concrete done there. That one there is the ceiling. Post looks pretty good, but I can tell you that that's the worst post. Powder post beetles have eaten it inside clear to the top, so it's going to get replaced. And down here on the end, this one here, just kind of sitting there, up there, right in here. It's pretty good, so I'll probably splice it. It's good the rest of the way up there. Leave it in there, use it over. So this whole row of posts will be gone, because the bridge is going to sit right about here in this section. And so it'll actually, the posts are going to be 5 feet from the post to the wall, which allows me, with my horizontal mill turned out, I measured it sits with the table at 8 feet out, so I'll be able to hook and sit on the table with the mill all the way back against the wall, same way it is in my garage now. The lathe will sit out pretty decent, I guess, in order to be under the crane. Or I may, not, I don't usually put real super heavy parts in it, and I've thought about going ahead and tying another rail in on the outside post when I get all them in, and I'll just have a small crane probably run down the sides. Over here where the concrete is, when I take all that out and all this is gone, that's going to be the corner that the boring mill will sit in. So it'll be there under the crane as well. The way it works out, the posts will be behind the cabinet, and the table will have full clearance, and it also will run almost all the way to the wall when it's run out. So been doing some cleaning here. You can see the concrete there a little bit. Been taking some boards out of the stalls to use other places for blocking and things. Getting it opened up. So, and that concrete over here. So this one here's got blocks in it, had to level it out. This end of the barn is within on these 3 posts is within a 1/2 inch. So let's go up in the attic and you can see and what kind of progress we got. More blocks. That post is not cut off. That's how much has come up. Show you here on that. Come up that much on this end out of the ground so far. That was all sitting on the ground when it started, as you recall. So come up to get that much square, and it's still got I don't know, 5 or 6 inches at least to go on those posts. So we'll get up here, and we've got the maze of ratchet straps. So I've used to keep everything held together so we don't fall apart. If you remember, this floor was a lot more out of level when it started. So we're starting to get somewhere now. And up there you can see it. All these interior posts are level now. These rails over here should be level. So that's still how much they've got to come up, which is about 5 to 6 inches on each of them to get the building up to where it's supposed to be. Same thing, even that one in the back, still not quite there. So, but got these center ones all where they're supposed to be. You can see how much they're leaned out still, but we're fairly consistent now. Don't have a lot of variation like we had when it started. It's a lot closer to where it's supposed to be. I don't know if you remember the first video if I showed you or not, but up there on top of that post, it was actually lifted clear off of it because everything was in such a bind and twist. Now it's sitting down on there like it's supposed to, and we're getting somewhere. So you got that end, it's sitting square but low, so that whole wall still needs to come up. That corner over there needs to come up. That's another deceiving post. Looks good, but it's not. It's trash. This next one behind it here, same thing. It looked pretty good initially. It's powder post beetle trash. Replace it. The rest of them on this side are all good, all the way to the ground. Checked them totally out. Got to work on getting this flooring all out of here. Get it took up, but I'm going to leave it at kind of scaffolding, I think, as I put the bridge crane in. My plan is that I'm going to start on the ends, the posts. So it'll be sitting, let's see, right about here on that row of nails. It'll sit just to the outside, so it's going to sit pretty much right here. So I can cut that out, bring my post up through there, tie that wall in where it'll be braced where it's supposed to be, and it's going to go up almost to the roof, and then it'll shoot across and go under right there where those posts are split now, and they're going to sit on the top of the braces for the bridge, and that'll allow the bridge is 4 feet from the top, from where it sits on the rails to the top. So by doing that, these are it's going to be 20 feet posts, so it'll sit 4 under that, so it'll give me a 16-foot hook height, which is a good height to be. You can unload semi trucks and stuff pretty easy, have a little extra clearance, and the rails are another 20 inches, so they're not quite 2 feet. So it's going to be 14 feet clear inside of the building, everywhere, under the beams and everything. So it should be real easy to move stuff around in. Like I said, they're going to have 25 feet in the middle. These posts are going to come out, these 16 footers. Kind of a shame. Most of that bracing's pretty nice looking, but it's not all that awesome either. I mean, these here have had some bees bored into those. That one there, that's added. I guess they like the taste of that, but they haven't bothered this oak. It's still good shape, but those cross rails, they'll be in there. And then I'll take these pieces out here. They'll go to the top to help brace that and give a little more support over top of the bridge. But again, the crane is 15 ton. It's going to be a lot heavier, a lot more strength than what these 6x6s are. So it's going to be sitting on 8x8, 35 pound per foot H beams, 20 foot to the ceiling. And it's kind of, initially I was kind of wanting to go clear to the walls, but if I go out here, my hook height is pretty limited to where the concrete would sit in here. It's deceiving there looking down at those posts, but actually the concrete to sit level would be close to the tops of those posts. So I couldn't get but probably maybe a 12, I doubt I could even get 12 feet if I came clear to these walls. It'd be close, I guess, because that's about how much it is under that post over the top of these. So you'd lose that much height out of it. And I don't want to be that close over top of my mill and everything, and don't want to be able to not unload semis in here. I'd like for them to be able to come in on the driveway there. We'll have, I guess, build a couple of big sliding doors to go on the ends where I can slide it open. You can back in, unload equipment, steel, whatever needs worked on, big pieces, it's whatever. And I'll be able to do that a lot more easily and a lot more safe with that crane in here. And when I get other pieces of equipment, since I usually tend to get stuff that's a little large, make it a lot easier to handle it, getting it loaded and unloaded off trucks. So that's the plan, and that's where we're at this week. So just want to give you an update. Thanks for watching.